Centro Romero también. Come on. Sí, también.
Okay, here we are. It's very, very important that we have laws in Illinois, especially when it comes to democracy, that make sure that everyone's in and nobody's left out. And that's really the purpose of the Voting Rights Act of 2011 that I'm going to be signing in a moment or two. One of the purposes of the law is to make sure that our racial minorities, our language minorities, our citizens who live in a particular area get a fair chance to elect the person of their choice, that the rules in the districts aren't gerrymandered so that they're rigged against anyone who may have a group in a particular area, but if that group is divided up into 4 or 5 different pieces, it makes it very hard for coalitions to develop, for people to influence an election by banding together in the best traditions of American democracy. We don't want that to happen in our state because we are the land of Lincoln.
We nous capables, ou ensemble nous capables. That's yes we can, or together we can in Haitian Creole. As a child of Haitian immigrants, I am sensitive to how immigrant communities can be on the short end of disparate treatment sometimes in this country of great opportunity, this country that provided the opportunity for my father and my mother to give me the opportunity to attend the best educational institutions that this country has to offer, to be able to practice law, to be able to serve in the state legislature. As I dreamed of being in the state legislature, I dreamed of being able to do something like what we're doing today, that continues the civil rights struggle that our good Congressman Danny Davis was a champion of. To be able to pass the Illinois Voting Rights Act, the first ever Illinois Voting Rights Act, that recognizes that it's not only minority communities or language minorities that have enough population to make up a district that would be one that was protected by the Federal Voting Rights Act that we ought to be concerned of. Illinois has done a fairly good job of embracing the spirit of the Federal Voting Rights Act, but what we're doing today is codifying that and making sure communities like the Chinatown community, that Illinois has not done a good job of embracing this spirit of the Voting Rights Act we're doing that today with our legislation. How did we come here? We came here as a result of having a lot of hearings all throughout the state. We heard from hundreds of people. We took their input. And there's a portion of this bill that the governor is going to sign today that has to deal with transparency in the redistricting process. We set a floor, not a ceiling, a floor in the number of hearings that we will have with regards to the redistricting process. And I can tell you, I've been discussing with staffers in my committee about the redistricting schedule that we will have as a Senate redistricting committee, and it will be far more than the number of hearings that are required by this bill, because it ought to be a fair and open process, and it ought to be a process that does not do wrong by language and racial minorities.
There's a phrase in French, nous irons jusqu'au bout, which means we shall go to the end. And I think we shall go to the end when it comes to taking care of anyone in our state. We want to make sure we have a state that looks after our neighbors and make sure that everyone is included.